Asteroids is one of the Atari 2600's killer apps, a solid port of the arcade game, and one of the biggest selling titles on the system. The premise is a simple one. You are the pilot of a lone ship that is stuck in the middle of a giant asteroid field. Your only chance at survival is to vaporize every single rock in sight with your photon torpedoes. Of course, if you do manage to clear them all out, you are automatically thrown into a new asteroid-filled sector. So at the end of the day, this is more like a suicide mission, where you are tasked with taking out as many of them as you can before your untimely death. On the plus side, you do get some fun tools to play with before your imminent destruction. First up is hyperspace, which is simultaneously the coolest and most infuriating feature of your ship. By pressing down on the controller, you trigger hyperspace, which causes your ship to vanish into thin air. Thin vacuum? It is space after all. A few moments after disappearing, you will reappear at a random point on the screen. To put it mildly, this is a double-edged sword. It is great to be able to narrowly escape destruction from colliding with an oncoming asteroid. However, since you randomly appear in rock-filled space, there is a better-than-average chance all your hyperspace will accomplish is allowing you to be destroyed by a different asteroid. Still though, at least you get to go out magician style. The most useful of your ship's abilities is a shield that makes you invulnerable to everything on the screen. When activated, your ship turns into a round shield icon, which allows you to pass through asteroids. While this is incredibly useful when it comes to dodging a small rock that is about to end your day, it does have limitations, severe limitations. If you have the shield activated for more than 2 seconds, your ship explodes. I'm no rocket scientist, but I'm going to go ahead and call that one a design flaw. By far the least useful ship ability is the flip. This allows your ship to turn a 180. That's it. You get to turn around. Now, this would be a nice feature to have when included with the other two. Unfortunately, you can only pick one ship power-up for the game. Once you make your selection, you are thrown right into the middle of the asteroid belt. There are 3 sizes of asteroids: large, medium, and small. Shooting a large one breaks it up into 2 medium ones, and the medium ones break up into 2 small ones. They typically travel vertically while slightly drifting across the horizon, which means you either need to be a dead-eye shot or will occasionally have to engage the thrusters to move out of the way. The edges of the screen are connected, meaning something that goes off the screen at the bottom wraps around to the top of the screen and continues on the same trajectory. Once you clear the screen, you will only have a brief moment to yourself before the next batch appears, usually right on top of you if you happen to be anywhere but the center of the screen. On certain difficulty settings, a UFO may appear and take a few shots at you once you hit a certain point threshold, which is nice since it gives you something sentient to shoot at. This is still a solid 2600 title that holds up well today. If you want to see what was at the top of the home gaming world circa 1981, this is a great way to go. Being a first-party Atari release, Asteroids features some of that wonderful painted box art that made those early games so special. The manual is surprisingly robust, featuring a full backstory for your character, as being a part of the Cosmic Space Patrol. While it's nothing revolutionary, it's still a nice addition to the game. As it's an early first-party release from Atari, Asteroids not only was featured in multiple catalogs throughout the years, but also got a Sears Telegames release. The Earth is under attack from aliens that are using asteroids as weapons, and only you can stop them. And no, they aren't the bug aliens from Starship Troopers. At least I don't think they are. Anyway, you are the pilot of a lone ship with 9 in reserve that is patrolling a small stretch of land where the asteroids are coming down, and it's your job to blow as many of them out of the sky before they hit the ground. The action starts out at a crawl of a pace, with only a couple of asteroids gently descending from the sky. There are 2 varieties, small and large, with the large ones breaking into 2 smaller ones when shot. When you do blast one of the large ones, the smaller fragments split at an angle, sending one in each direction, which can easily result in your ship being destroyed if you blow it up too close to the ground. This leisurely pace continues until you hit 1,000 points, which will actually take longer than you think. If you aren't able to shoot an asteroid, and you won't thanks to the fact that they will eventually be raining down all across the screen, you lose points when it makes contact with the ground. You also lose points when your ship is blown to pieces thanks to it protecting the ground with its outer hull. This can make hitting that 1,000 point plateau somewhat difficult to achieve before you get the hang of things. Once you do, however, life becomes a little more difficult. Seeing that a barrage of space rocks isn't going to be enough to defeat you, the aliens begin launching fast-moving homing missiles and spinners. The homing mines are pretty self-explanatory, and despite their homing ability, are surprisingly easy to dodge or shoot out of the air. The spinners are the more problematic of the two, since if they hit the ground, your ship explodes. So whenever you see them, or hear their annoying sound effect, you have to make a beeline for them, or at least die trying. And that's really it. You keep going until your 10 ships are depleted, and your peak score is presented. However, if you want to see your Atari 2600 freak out and completely destroy you, play the game on difficult. Just don't expect your ship to last longer than a couple of seconds. The box cover is another M Network special, featuring 70% logo. However, the artwork in the corner does a really nice job of capturing the chaos in the game. The manual is bare bones, but does a decent job of explaining what you're going to be up against. The game did show up in an M Network catalog and was also re-released by Telegames several years after the initial release. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to see more Game Encyclopedia videos.